Iran's president warns that any response from Israel to Saturday's attack will be dealt with fiercely and severely. Israel's war cabinet is considering its retaliation options today. Iran launched hundreds of missiles and drones towards Israel Saturday in response to a strike on its consulate in Syria earlier this month. Meanwhile, Israel is facing intense scrutiny over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Israeli military officials say they're opening up new ways for aid to get in after being accused of intentionally limiting access to civilians in need. CBS News foreign correspondent Debora Patta is following the latest from Israel. Deborah, good morning.
The United Nations says Israel has shown signs of good intentions regarding aid, but that over 40% of its requests to transport supplies through Israeli checkpoints in Gaza were turned down last week. Under pressure from the U.S. to flood Gaza with humanitarian aid, Israel insists it is doing everything it can. Just this morning, saying the UN needs to do its job and collect enough supplies to fill 700 trucks waiting at the Kerem Shalom crossing. But the UN says it's not just about food, but distribution, which is hindered by the almost total destruction of civilian infrastructure in Gaza. Roads have been blown up, along with health, water and sanitation facilities.
The problem is not just about food. The problem is that malnutrition, famine is a much more complex. It's much bigger than simply, bringing in flour and bake few loaf of bread or pita.
In the north, one bakery was brought to life for the first time in 6 months after receiving fuel and flour. For many, it is a lifeline. It had reached the point, Wissam Dawood said, where we were eating animal feed. But it is not enough. Many waited more than 6 hours for just one loaf of bread. Humanitarian workers do what they can. The demand to fill bowl after bowl never ending. 1/3 of children under the age of 2 are acutely malnourished, says UNICEF. Prior to October 7, there were none. Israel's war cabinet meets again today, but its attention is not on Gaza, but the crisis with Iran. A senior American official tells CBS News Israel has not shared its plans with the U.S., but some in the administration expect a limited strike inside Iran. Vlad, Anne-Marie?
All right, Deborah, thank you. For more on the conflict in the Middle East, let's bring in CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab. Imtiaz, you're in Tel Aviv. So let's start with British Foreign Secretary David Cameron. He's in Jerusalem today. I want to play a little bit of what he had to say.
It's clear the Israelis are making a decision to act. We hope they do so in a way that does as little to escalate this as possible. We want to see coordinated sanctions against Iran. Britain has in many ways led the way with our new sanctions regime, sanctioning dozens of people in Iran, sanctioning the IRGC in its entirety. And I think there's more that we can do to show united front.
So I feel like previous comments from David Cameron, he was very, very supportive of Israel. Now he's starting to kind of massage that a little in terms of, Israel's response. What more can you tell us about his comments and how Western allies are responding?
Yeah, and Marie, it's really interesting to see in real time the modulating and modifying of language as these days progress since that extraordinary attack by Iran in which over 300 drones, cruise and ballistic missiles were targeted at Israel, which we must also acknowledge was Iran's retaliation to Israel, bombing its diplomatic compound inside the Syrian capital Damascus, in which a number of senior Revolutionary Guard commanders were killed. That in itself was unprecedented. So now we have these two very unprecedented things happening, and the fear that Lord Cameron has, and indeed President Biden and others have, is that this tit for tat will spiral into something more serious. In saying that, Israel making it very clear that it is going to respond. It hasn't said how, clearly not telling its allies how it's going to do it, but it does seem as if that whatever Israel does do, that they have hinted rather that it's going to be limited limited in scope, and that the hope is that it's not going to spread any further. But that is not least because so many of Israel's allies, and that includes Britain and the U.S., are really encouraging them to really draw things down.
But here's the thing. Iran's president is already warning that any action against the country will be met with a severe response. Can you speak to the seriousness behind this threat?
Yeah, it's interesting, all of this telegraphing, if you will, and it's all very coordinated, but I think it's very clear that the Iranian leadership wants de-escalation, does not want this to turn into an all-out war between Israel and Iran. It would be catastrophic for the region, catastrophic for Israel, but also catastrophic for Iran. This is a country of 90 million people, which already suffers from extraordinary unrest. Marie, we've been following the protests that we saw in Iran over the past year or so following the killing of Mahsa Amini. And so Iran is really grappling with a lot of domestic problems as well as what's happening now with Israel. But again, it has to talk tough, and it felt like it needed to respond to the bombing of its embassy, the leveling it, and the killing of those very senior members of the Revolutionary Guard. And very quickly, what's interesting about that are sources on the ground in Iran telling us that there is this really grassroots movement in Iran calling on the leaders to do something, and we saw that something this weekend. Anne-Marie.
We certainly did. Imtiaz, thank you.